Hi loves, it's Lacey and welcome to our space. So today's video, we are going to be making some items that you can use if you are going to be going to, say, a water park or your pool or even to the beach. We are going to be personalizing beach towel and some accessories to go along with it. And I want to thank Cricut for sponsoring this video. I will be personally using my Cricut Maker 3 to make these items. This is Cricut's ultimate cutting machine. It cuts 300 different materials, and it also utilizes smart materials, which we will be using some today. So on to our first project. We are going to be taking this beach towel that I got from Five Below. I ended up getting 2 of them, and I'm going to be using some iron-on for this. I'm using the Smart Iron-On in this beautiful silver glitter. Yes, silver glitter iron-on. These are going to be for my grandchildren, so I know they are going to love what it looks like. I'm also going to be using the accessory roll holder because this is smart vinyl and it's a big roll of vinyl to hold it here. And you simply slide it into the roll holder and place it underneath the tabs to the machine when you get ready to start with it. You will know which way to place it because it only goes in there one way. So I designed a bunch of things, as I always do with my Cricut, to go on all of these items. This one is going to be for my granddaughter Adrian, and it says Mermaid Adrian, and I have a mermaid tail on it. So I opened up Design Space and I picked that particular design and I made sure I mirrored it so it will go on as iron-on. You have to mirror it or else it's going to print backwards. So this way it cuts it out the proper way for it to print. And all I did was wait for the prompts with my machine and follow them. First, we are loading in our material to make sure we have enough of it to cut this project. I love that about these machines. It loads it and measures it, and if you don't have enough, you don't have to worry about wasting material. Then I pressed the play button on there because it said it was ready to cut, and this is all speeded up. So don't get too excited, but this machine is 2 times faster with smart materials than it is on a mat. So here I'm using the vinyl cutter that's right on the roll holder, and then I am unloading my material. Look at all of that material. This machine will cut up to 12 feet. Now this was only a little over 5 feet because I cut it just short of the length of the beach towel because I'm going to run this right down the middle. And it is super easy to weed. I weeded it already, and I'm saving all of this excess material because it's a lot and you can use your scraps at a later time. And now we are going to look up the Cricut heat guide and bring it up so we know what to iron on this temperature at. So I'm using my Easy Press 2, which is already checked there, and I'm going to go in the drop down list here and pick the type of material I'm using. I'm using Glitter Smart Iron-On. And then I'm going to go into the bottom and pick the type of material I'm putting it on. And I'm putting it on a beach towel, so I think it's cotton or cotton poly blend, and that's what I picked. Next, it's going to tell you that you need 330 degrees Fahrenheit at 30 seconds to do it. And you're going to flip it over and then do it on the opposite side for another 15 seconds. And that's what we're going to do. Then you can scroll down and it'll tell you the supplies you need, how to prep it, and how to put it on, and how to care for it. So I'm going to be using my Cricut mat here, and I'm putting it underneath it. It is a 12 by 12 mat. I already did the end E, and so I've moved on, and I'm showing you to press the easy press straight up and down, and then press the button, and it'll calculate the time. It also said light pressure for that, so I'm going to be holding it for all of them and pressing down lightly and just moving my mat down underneath and doing it, and then doing the same thing on the back side. And as you can see, it came off really nice and easy. Easy to pull. I love this. I know Adrian is going to love this. It says Mermaid Adrian, and hers was a little long. I didn't want to make her name and mermaid any smaller, so I moved the mermaid tail, as you can see that I have, up above there in the middle of hers because her name is a little bit longer. And I know glitter iron-on's not the greatest thing for a beach towel, but they love it. They can use the other side to dry off with. So of course I made one. I had to make another one, and we're going to be using the gold because I just love iron-on so much. And I'm showing you here how easy this is to weed. I cannot believe, it's just, I didn't use any tools whatsoever. It just comes off really, really simply. I didn't tear it in most spots, and so I'm going to be saving all the excess of the gold here as well to use later with like little punch outs or cutout shapes myself. And I'm putting it straight up and down on this one too, and calculating the same amount of time, just showing you guys again to see how easy it is to use the Easy Press. And look at how cool these are. Lily's mermaid tails at the end by the mermaid because it fit. I actually designed them both like that, but like I said, I didn't want to take Adrian's name down any in the font size, and she loves the blues and purples, Lily loves pinks, and so that's what we did. So now I want to show you your Maker 3 can work with the mat. There was a lot of confusion about that, but it works perfectly fine with the mats that you already have. You can load it in your machine and it will measure your materials again. Make sure you have enough. We're going to go to Cricut Design Space and we're going to pick something else that I made. I did these little mermaid cutouts and put the girls' names in them. I'm going to use them and remove the name portion so you can see through it. This time we're clicking with a mat because it asks you, do you need a mat or do you not need a mat? We need a mat for this project, and that's what we're doing. No need to mirror this because I'm using vinyl. It's holographic vinyl, and I'm putting it on these little water bottles that I got from the Dollar Tree. Now, I already cleaned them. I know someone's going to say something. I just put the little BPA stickers lightly back on there so you guys could see it's BPA free. And I'm going to weed my vinyl, which took a little bit with Adrian's name because it's a very small print and you need to leave the inside of the E and the inside of the A's on there. But just be patient with it and take your time. And I'm going to be using some Cricut transfer tape, and I'm going to use my scraper tool to adhere it on really, really well, especially for Adrian's name because, like I said, she has little pieces inside the A's and inside the E that you want to pick up with this. And I roll my paper away from it. Normally I roll the backing off. On this one it was fighting me, so I rolled it like kind of half and half on this one. And I'm just going to put it right on the glass because I want you to see her name through the glass. Now this is a rounded glass. It's a small project, so you are going to have to be careful when you're going around the edge, and there's a little lip that goes in on the top of this one, so I pull it back and make sure I just rub it down really, really well with my finger and with my scraper tool to make sure not to leave behind the little inside of the E and the inside of the A's, and it works perfectly. If you have a bigger design going on a round piece, you might have to cut your transfer tape and reposition it before you get it down, but this worked out perfectly and they are going to love them. I did the same thing with the same piece of transfer tape. Why waste a new one because it's still real sticky for Lily's cup, and this is what they look like. And in different light they look differently because it's holographic. The girls are gonna love these. I like taking some kind of water bottle or cup where they can have juice or refill water to the beach or to a water park with me. So next I also use that same holographic vinyl to put on some little slides that I got from Dollar Tree as well. Can you tell a theme here? Adrian likes purple, Lily likes pink. So Adrian has the purple ones. They're a little bit bigger. And all I did was take my transfer tape, put it right on there, and this time I did their names. So you have to remember both of their names have an I in it. Don't forget, the little pieces might be hard to transfer over, so make sure you use your scraper tool. I scraped the front of it and the back of it to get it adhered to my transfer tape, and then I'm using my fingers to make sure that it's going down perfectly before I pull it away. This is some kind of like jelly plastic. I did clean it with soap and water. I didn't use any alcohol or anything like that because I don't know what it would do to the material. And so I am just making sure I scrape them really well with my scraper tool or rub them down with my fingers and my fingernail, and they peel off really, really well. The other thing about this is I don't know if this holographic vinyl is permanent or if it's removable. It did not say on it. It is Cricut holographic, and maybe I missed it. So if these do mess up and start coming off, I have plenty of it left. I can redo it, and I will be putting Mod Podge or something over it the second time around. But I know they're going to love them, and I know that both of them like that they change kind of color depending on the light that you're in. So on to our last DIY. This is a sheet of infusible ink. It was gifted to me, so I don't have the packaging for it, but it is Cricut infusible ink, and as you can see, it's like an ombre rainbow effect. I also designed this that says Beach Vibes, and I thought I'd try that piece because it was outside of its original packaging. And I will tell you that I also had to mirror this image because I'm using it as infusible ink transfer, so it's like it's gonna be ironed on. It's really easy to weed here out of it. It's like a paper, and they say that it's really vibrant when you get it down on your piece. It looks dull on the paper. I will tell you, mine is gonna look really dull and not very vibrant because I was gifted this one piece of infusible ink and it wasn't in the original packaging. When you have it in the original packaging, it's in a dark colored tube of plastic to keep it safe for light and stuff. Mine probably had too much light exposure. So we're going to be putting it on this tote bag that came from Hobby Lobby. It has 2 packets on one side and the other side is flat. We're going to use the flat side with my Cricut mat, and we're going to go ahead and use our Easy Press 2 to adhere it down. I put it in the middle, and I made sure I put it above where the fold at the bottom for the bottom of the bag so it wouldn't hinder it because it is a fairly deep bag. Then you're going to be using some butcher paper that comes with your infusible ink when you have it. I already had some because I have other infusible ink in my possession. And I put this straight down, but then I moved it. And for this, you have 360 degrees for 80 seconds. Unfortunately, when I moved it and I took it off, I got like a shadow effect on the side that has the red and the orange and the yellow. On the other side with the purple and stuff, it didn't do that. Also, as you can see, it's kind of discolored. And I thought, oh, that should be fine. It'll probably lighten up as it dries. However, I didn't like the shadow effect on one side, and the purple didn't do as well. It said light pressure, and I did use light pressure, but I don't know if it was because it was out in the light or I didn't hold it down as tight as it should have been. I decided I'm going to cut the purple tree out of it and put it back on there so I get a shadow effect on that size too, because I kind of like it. I think it looks really cool with that extra like little bit of color that looks like it's bleeding out. I'm sure it was when I moved my iron, so you want to be careful with that. So now I'm going to iron it down to give the purple side a shadow effect, and I love it. I love that the two sides match. However, after it dried completely, it still had the discoloration in the bag. It was still darker in the bag. It's a canvas bag. It's probably a natural something. The tag was already off of it. And so I've decided I'm going to add some pom-poms and kind of make a little border around it. You don't have to. And I wasn't going to, except for the discoloration wasn't quite even around it. And so I started playing with how I wanted it. And I decided I was just going to do the rainbow effect and make both sides kind of match with that. Match the colors that are over there and do 3 of the main color in the middle on each side and then 2 of all the other colors going around. And it turned out really, really cute. I figured I'd show you guys this because if this happens to you, you don't have to get rid of your project. You can just change it up. You can make it into something that you really, really like. It's not supposed to look like this. It should be more vibrant, but that didn't work. And my bag shouldn't have discolored. That didn't work either. But I'm going to go with the flow of it. I like the discoloration. I think it looks like it's a beach bag. It's been out in the sun. And I'm going to add the little pom-poms for this bright summer burst of color. Now, I know if you go to launder this, the pom-poms will probably get messed up. But if they do, I can always take them off and put something else on there, like ribbon, or add other pom-poms or Who knows? I like it. It's for me because, you know, I'm going to be the one stuck carrying all the stuff when I take the grandkids to the pool. So here's what it looks like. And I think it's darn cute. It is a big bag too, and it was only $4.99 at Hobby Lobby. So I think I got my money's worth, and I just went through my stash and found pom-poms. So here's everything we made today. This turned out so great. It's perfect to take to the pool somewhere, like a water park or the beach. And this way your kids will have their stuff that's personalized. Because if they're anything like my grandkids, they walk off and they leave things. They cart their towel somewhere and they put it down. I always take more than one towel, but this way their name's on it. And yes, you can fill the glitter vinyl, but they can use the other side to dry off with. And the little slides, these are everywhere. We've seen them everywhere because they're only $1 at the Dollar Tree. Now your kids can find theirs and their little water bottle because their name's on it. I just love it. I want to thank Cricut so much for sponsoring this again. I'm going to put their information down below. Go over and check them out. There will be links to the website and to any of their materials and stuff that they have on sale. And look at this bag. It holds all of this stuff, and I have plenty of room to put in there sunscreen and bug spray, snacks, a little first aid kit, whatever I need to take with me when I go, because you know, moms, grandmas, dads, grandpas, we're going to be carrying all this stuff anyway and looking for it. So this is a great way to be able to personalize something, and you don't have to look for it that hard anyway when you are out. So that is it, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, loves.